Oregon, Ms. Bonamici.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lipinski, for yielding, but also for organizing this special order for the Climate Solutions Caucus. And I also want to thank the founders of the Climate Solutions Caucus, Congressman Ted Deutsch from Florida and Congressman Carlos Curbelo, also from Florida, where they can see at their doorstep what issues like sea level rise mean to their communities. And Mr. Speaker, I'm really pleased to join with my colleagues from the bipartisan Climate Solutions Caucus this evening to highlight the importance of taking action on climate change, something that matters so much to my constituents at home in Oregon, but also to the country and to the planet. This is an important issue that really is a moral imperative. This is about preserving our natural resources for our children, our grandchildren, and for generations to come. And addressing climate change is also vital to our nation's economy. We've had some discussion about that this evening, and also to national security, but really the health of the planet. Now, the district I'm honored to represent out in Oregon is breathtakingly beautiful, and it's really full of potential. The majestic Columbia River is the northern boundary of the district, and the rugged Pacific Ocean is on the western boundary. It has a thriving outdoor recreation economy. And as my colleague from New York mentioned, that's an important sector that cares a lot about the changing climate. I also have in my district the heart of Oregon wine country. People in my district fish. They fish in our rivers, our lakes, and our ocean. They hike in our forests. They ski in our backcountry and on our mountains. And we rely on those natural resources in our backyard to support a significant part of our economy. But we're very vulnerable to the effects of climate change. My constituents are already experiencing challenges. Our wine and agriculture industries are concerned about drought as global temperatures continue to rise. Coastal communities are worried about the vitality of the commercial fishing and shellfish industries as high levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere change ocean chemistry. And I was really thrilled that we had an Oregonian from Oregon State University come to the Climate Solutions Caucus and talk about adapting to ocean acidification. Our region has faced higher spring and summer temperatures and earlier snowmelt, and as a result, a snowboard shop in my district is now selling more skateboards and fewer snowboards. But climate change is not a partisan issue. Nationwide fishers, farmers, small business owners, our servicemen and women are changing the way they do their jobs because of climate change, and regardless of their political affiliation. The economic, health, and environmental consequences of climate change are well known, and our understanding about how to address climate change continues to improve. People in the United States and around the world are facing threats from rising sea levels, from ocean acidification, from more frequent and severe weather events, from record droughts and flooding, and rising global temperatures. We can no longer sit back and debate whether we should take action. The time is now. It's critical that we support scientific research about the climate and that we build on rather than break down decades worth of progress on this issue. Now, one important area of research is the connection between extreme weather events and climate change. And although it's not possible to say that climate change causes one particular extreme weather event, it's critical that we know more about climate change and how it increases the frequency and the severity of these events. Learning more about this correlation can help families, communities, and businesses make informed choices and adopt climate strategies. Now, this year has been a poignant example after example. With so many devastating extreme weather events, we need to do everything we can to make sure our communities are prepared to keep families safe. Since the mid-1980s, we've had wildfires in the western United States, but they've been increasing. Well, we've had them for a long time, but since the mid-80s, they've been increasing in frequency and in duration, threatening lives, threatening public health and property. It's been unusually hot and very dry in the Northwest. Fires and severe smoke create dangerous conditions for all populations. In Portland, Oregon, on Labor Day, the sky was gray, full of smoke from wildfire. This is especially problematic for pregnant women, for seniors, for children, for anyone with chronic health conditions like asthma. Residents in communities miles away from the wildfires saw ash falling on their homes, their cars, and throughout their neighborhoods. This year's hurricanes have devastated communities, of course, across Texas, across the Southeast, and in the U.S. islands. About 70% of our fellow citizens in Puerto Rico are still without power. 70%. These storms are increasing in frequency and severity, and lives are being lost every year. Colleagues, it's so important that we take action, and that's why I'm so pleased to be here today to help highlight the importance of this issue. And as Representative Lipinski noted, and others have, Mr. McNerney and others, we can take action to address climate change and grow the economy. It's not an excuse to say this will be bad for the economy, because we can grow those renewable energy industries. There's so much potential in wind power, wave energy, solar energy. Those are good, high-paying family wage jobs. We can grow those economies and address climate change at the same time. Mr. Speaker, addressing climate change is going to save lives, it's going to save property. I am so pleased to be part of this bipartisan group that is working together, an equal number of Democrats and Republicans, to call attention to this important issue. And I will continue to work with the caucus to emphasize the importance of congressional action. I thank my colleagues on the bipartisan Climate Solutions Caucus for their dedication to this effort. I know it's quite a relief to my constituents back home in Oregon to know that there are bipartisan members who are committed to addressing this critical issue. Again, I thank my colleagues for their dedication to this effort. I look forward to the progress that we will make together on behalf of our constituents, our communities, our country, and our planet. Thank you, Mr. Lipinski. I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you very much.